Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a pick a card reading for us today, and this is going to be a reading titled How to Heal the Mother Wound, How to Heal Your Inner Divine Feminine. I've had this reading planned for a while, but I actually wanted it to coincide with Mother's Day, and I am a little late on this one. But I feel like I needed a little bit of time to get ready for this topic. So again, this is going to be how to heal your mother wound, how to heal your inner feminine energy that's within all of us. So if you are a man, you can watch this. If you are a woman, you can watch this. Whatever you identify as, you can watch this, as there is going to be a message in here for everyone. So please keep in mind that these are still general readings. They may not resonate with everyone completely. So if you would like me to pick up on your energy in upcoming readings, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find the information for that in the description box below. So to start this reading, we have 3 piles. Pile 1 is going to be remothering. Pile 2 is going to be obsession. And pile 3 is going to be calcination. So I'll give you guys a moment to choose a pile. You might have more than one pile in this reading, since this does, it is a little bit more of like a broader topic. So I'll give you guys a few seconds and then we'll get started. Okay, so you should have picked your pile by now, and then I will see you in your reading in the timestamps below. Bye. Hey pile 1, if you guys have chosen the remothering card, this is going to be your reading on healing the mother wound, how to heal your inner divine feminine energy. There we go. So I'm going to start off by reading this card, or the booklet, I should say, what the booklet has to say about this card, so we can get an idea of what we're picking up on here. So plain and simple, the main message that I'm getting for you guys on how to heal your mother wound is to go back in time and to change the way that you would have raised yourself. So maybe you guys are not so fond of the way that your mother raised you, or maybe you're not so fond of the way that you had some sort of bond that you had with her. Maybe you felt like she wasn't nurturing or caretaking. Or maybe you just felt like you two didn't really get along that well. There's definitely this energy of like you as an adult now that you wish that you would have had. For some of you, maybe you wish you would have had a different parent, like a different mother. Maybe some of you just wish that you had a different experience with your mother. It kind of feels like you have to go back into your subconscious and kind of remove the conditioning that your mother gave you, anything that she taught you to be true, or anything that she kind of instilled in you, to kind of reframe your mindset on what you feel it is to be a mother. So I'm gonna go ahead, where is my book here? So I'm gonna read what this card has to say, and then we'll get into the rest of your cards. Okay. So this one says, this card asks the reader to bring awareness to their physical and mental health. Reflect on how you've treated your body. It is time to teach or remind yourself what it means to remother yourself. Give yourself the mother you deserve, and more importantly, the mother you need. Give yourself the space for full unconditional love and acceptance of your full self. Think of ways to nurture yourself. Treat your body and mind with care. So right away, I'm getting that some of you guys could have had the experience of a mother who was overly critical of your appearance or your health. Maybe she criticized you a lot, or there was like commentary when it came to maybe the way that you dressed or the way that you took care of yourself. There's definitely an energy of maybe feeling like you had a brooding mother for some of you, like she was always in your business, always having something to say. For others of you, it kind of feels like you had a mom who was a little bit distant. I do feel like for you guys in this pile, your mother was present in your life, but she was either very distant or very brooding. So I'm kind of getting one or the other here. And I feel like, here, let me go back to this. So the part where it says, give yourself the mother you deserve and the mother you need. Give yourself the space for full unconditional love and acceptance of your full self. For a lot of you, maybe your mom didn't really understand who you were, or she kind of elevated you or put this, like, she fixated some sort of image upon you on the way that she wanted you to be or the way that she wanted you to appear to others. Maybe you guys were the golden child where you were expected to be and behave a certain type of way. Maybe your mother was narcissistic for some of you, or she had some sort of narcissistic qualities. For others of you, if she wasn't narcissistic, she could have been, for some of you, I'm getting that your mother could have had sort of, I can't even talk in this reading. I don't know why I chose to do this today. Okay. For some of you, your mother had some sort of addiction. She struggled with something where she was not able to take care of you properly, or she was not always there for you emotionally and mentally. And I feel like you guys maybe grew up feeling like you just didn't have a good relationship with your mom, or I really do feel like some of you wish you would have had a different mother or just a different experience with your mom. But I'm going to go ahead and lay out the rest of your cards, and then we'll see what other energies come through for you. So we also have playfulness for you guys. And then at the back this says, play with a child. Children are your greatest teachers. Okay. For some of you, I'm getting that maybe you could have had an older mom. Like maybe your mom had you when she was older and she was not able to do fun things with you, or maybe she just wasn't like the involved type of mom. We have here internal dialogue. We all have internal dialogue within our mind, a constant stream of inner conversation. Is your dialogue kind, supportive, and affirming, or is it critical and judgmental of both yourself and others? This card asks you to listen to your inner words and, if necessary, take steps to consciously change your language. So I'm getting for this pile, you could have definitely witnessed your mom at a very young age, like criticize herself, or maybe she did not have that much self-esteem, and maybe you grew up sort of taking that on. You were conditioned to believe that, oh, if my mom is critical and judgmental of herself, then that means I need to be this way as well. Or maybe she was this way with you. Maybe her own lack of self-esteem or her own lack of support in her own life, or maybe from her own mother wound, she was very critical and judgmental of you, which caused you to be this way with other people. I'm getting that for some of you guys, you could be earth signs. I'm definitely getting like heavy Virgo. I'm getting Cancer. Could be Taurus or Capricorn as well, and then I was getting Scorpio, so you could have those placements anywhere in your chart. And since the moon is a relationship with the mother, some of you guys could have either of those signs in your moon placement, so Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus. It kind of feels like there was like this push and pull relationship with your mom, or maybe you didn't really know how to approach her, or you didn't know how to have a good relationship with her because maybe her moods were unstable, or she just felt unapproachable. She could have been a very serious person, where like if you tried to open up to her, she wasn't really having it. We have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. Yeah, I really feel like since you guys did not, from what it seems, you guys maybe did not bond that well with your mom emotionally. It kind of feels like this sort of carried into your friendships. This could have carried into the way that you got into connections with friends and lovers even. I feel like you have a hard time recognizing who's good for you and who's bad for you, at least when you were younger. And maybe as you've gotten older, you've learned to discern who is worth your time and who isn't. You could have definitely attracted a lot of friends and partners who were very critical of you as well, or very controlling because of this. I'm hearing emotionally unavailable. So if your mom was emotionally unavailable, you could have attracted a lot of emotionally unavailable people. We have fear. And then we have the vaginal canal. I hope I can talk about this on here. But I'm getting this energy of like some of you guys wish that you could, some of you guys may have contemplated, like, I don't even know if I can say this on here, suicide or self-deletion. You could have contemplated this sometime in your life. You could have felt like your mother never wanted you. You could have felt like you could have, like, you wish you could just go back to when your mother conceived you, and you wish you would never have been born. Like, this could have been a thought that some of you guys had. For others of you, you have this yearning to go back to where you come from. So some of you could be Piscean, or you could have a very strong Neptune placement. I'm really just feeling this energy because there's an Ouroboros here. There's a fear. It's like, I feel like your own mother was not prepared when she had you. It really does feel like maybe for a lot of you guys, you were like a surprise for her. Or maybe she just wasn't expecting motherhood to be the way that it was, or as difficult as it was, because there's definitely a disconnect between your mother and yourself, which caused you to feel a lot of burden, a lot of fear, a lot of resistance when it came to connecting to the outside world. And I really feel like you guys have a very hard time being nice to yourself. You have a very hard time connecting to people who are kind to you. So you could have definitely just been with people who were abusive, mentally, emotionally, physically, because you thought that that was love. Or you could have been with people who were just not emotionally available to you, and you could have dealt with a lot of emotional turmoil, or a lot of just emotional abuse in general. For some of you guys, you might, if you have children, I feel like you guys are in this energy of wanting to give your child what you never had. If you don't have children, I feel like you guys contemplate this. You wonder and you think to yourself, like, is it worth it to have a child? Is it worth it to start my own family? A lot of you guys are afraid to start your own family because you feel like you did not have a good example of what it's like to be a mom. And if you're a man, maybe you can't connect to the right woman that you want to become the mother of your children, because maybe for some of you, I'm getting like your mom could have instilled in you that all women are selfish, that women are takers, women leech off of men. I don't know why I'm getting this. Like, if you're a man, your mother could have sort of preyed on you, or she could have had a very close connection to you in the sense where she taught you to believe that women are not to be trusted. So this could be something that you could struggle with if you're a man. Yeah, I'm just hearing like a mom telling her son, like, oh, she's no good for you, like, she's not good enough, like, look at her, like, she'll never be a good wife to you, like, kind of like that. Like, your mom she always had something to say about everyone that was in your life. And I'm getting that for most of you, it was like the good people, the people that were actually kind to you and had something good to offer you. She was very critical of them, and I feel like it's because they had something within them that she could not provide for you, so she did not want you to be around these people. I'm definitely getting a very like possessive, brooding, narcissistic type of mom, like for most of you in this pile. For others of you, it's just like, I'm hearing some of you, you think your mom was like a basket case, especially if she had like some sort of addiction. You just feel like she was all over the place, she was unstable, she was not able to be there for you. And I really feel like for a lot of you, this triggered a lot of fear in you. This triggered fear, wondering like, is everyone going to treat me this way? Am I ever going to find the right friends, the right partner? A lot of you have definitely contemplated like self-deletion, or just like, I wish I was never here. My mother never wanted me here, so why am I here? Some of you guys might struggle with like a sense of purpose. For some of you, you could also have an Aquarius or a Pisces moon, I'm getting, or you could have those placements in your chart, but especially the moon sign, since we're talking about the mother. I feel like a lot of you guys tend to run away from good things, or you tend to self-sabotage good connections with people because of the way that you were raised. So yeah, for like 70% of you, you had a very controlling mother who, like, nothing was ever good enough, including yourself. For the other 30% of you, your mom was just unstable, like you could not get close to her, you couldn't predict her next move, and this just brought on a lot of fear and just wishing that you would have had a different experience. Okay, I feel like for a lot of you guys also with this play with a child, children are your greatest teachers. I feel like even if you don't want to have your own kids, there's something about being around children that is very healing for you. I feel like living through a child's eyes will really help you heal a big part of yourself. Maybe you guys felt like you had to grow up very quickly, or you could never have fun, you could never let loose. And I feel like spending time with a child that you know, or if you work with children, this would be very, very healing for you. I'm also getting that a lot of you could really struggle with, like, you could be introverts. I'm getting that you guys could be introverts, so you could really struggle with making authentic connection to people. So when it comes to like superficial connection or small talk, you can definitely do that, but you really struggle with letting people get close to you because you have trust issues. I'm getting, especially if you're a man, if you're a dude and your mom was this way, like, you just have a really hard time trusting women, especially if your mom was unpredictable. So can we get some more information here on how pile 1 can heal their mother wound? Queen of Swords. I feel like this was your mom's energy. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. So for some of you, both of your parents were very, very serious, very intellectual, very matter of fact. I'm getting that they were very strict too. Maybe they didn't take too much bullshit from you. I'm definitely getting like a lot of you, your parents could have been older. We have 10 of Swords here. I'm getting that your parents could have fought a lot. Yeah, 5 of Crystals right behind that. I'm getting that you guys are like that pile where like if your parents were fighting, you were constantly wishing for them to stop fighting. Or you were wishing, yeah, 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords. For some of you guys, there could have been a lot of like manipulation or deception with your parents' dynamic. And maybe I'm seeing like a move for a lot of you guys. Like maybe one of your parents was very abusive and either your father or your mother took you away from the situation. But there was a lot of like mental, emotional, verbal abuse. So you have the Chariot. I'm getting, just for a lot of you guys with this 10 of Swords, Chariot, the remothering energy, 6 of Diamonds, you really have to show yourself what it's like to take care of yourself. So if you did not have this good experience with your mother, this doesn't mean that you can't learn to love yourself. This doesn't mean that you can't give yourself what you deserve. 6 of Diamonds. This is the 6 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting that it's time for you to move on from the pain that your parents have caused you. I feel like you feel very, very betrayed by them, if not one or both of them. You feel like you went through a lot of pain with these, I was going to say with these people, with your parents. Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. You're really encouraged to, I'm getting for some of you to like go no contact with your parents, to cut ties with them if you are still connected to them, because there's something about them being very fixated in their ways. I feel like they're not emotionally available to you. They don't understand you. I'm trying to get more on how you can actually heal this though. The Ace of Wands. Just start over. I feel like you guys need a brand new slate. Queen of Wands. I feel like you guys, notice how you guys show up as the Queen of Wands, 6 of Diamonds, and your parents show up as like the Queen and the King of Swords. Yeah, there's something here about your parents not being able to nurture you or see your worth. You guys could have been very creative, maybe very beautiful, very handsome, and your parents never nurtured this. They never praised you. They never told you that you were good at anything. They never encouraged your talents or your creativity. And I feel like this is something you guys are being guided to do on your own. Yeah, 4 of Swords. I feel like you guys still need to do a lot of contemplation and healing, and I'm hearing breath work and journaling when it comes to what happened here in your dynamic when you were a child. But I really do feel like a lot of you have already left this situation behind. You're learning how to love yourself. You're learning to step into your power. You guys could have definitely been afraid to be who you are around your mother. I feel like you guys are really starting to embrace yourselves and learning how to live for yourself. How can pile 1 heal their mother wound? 9 of Cups, Judgment. Do what makes you happy. I really feel like for a lot of you, you were very restricted. 5 of Wands. I'm getting like for you guys, it's like your mom could have been very, very strict. Maybe she didn't let you do that many things. She was very controlling of you. Maybe you were not allowed to hang out with certain people or just do certain things for fun. And I feel like now it's like your inner child wants to come out and play. Your inner child wants to invest in yourself. 2 of Crystals. This is the 2 of Wands. I really feel like you guys had to either grow up very quickly, or you guys just did not have access to nice things, or you did not have access to having a good time. And there's something about now your inner child, your feminine side, really wanting to express itself, whether that is through emotions like crying, or expressing yourself creatively, or just seeing what's out there. Because I'm getting this very playful energy for you guys where it's almost like you're trying to relearn how to view the world. You're trying to rediscover yourselves. And I feel like that entire experience is going to really help you determine, because I'm getting for some of you guys, it's like your parents could have instilled fear in you, or they could have sort of, conditioned you to believe the way that they do, which most of our parents do. And there's something about you guys really breaking out of that mold, out of that conditioning, and figuring life out for yourself. So a lot of you guys are already in this energy. Some of you guys, you're still trying to get out there. You're trying to learn how to be more open. The Emperor. Yeah, taking full control. The Emperor and the Queen of Cups, taking full control of yourself, taking full control of your emotional reality, what makes you happy. A lot of you guys, I really feel like you could not express yourself to your parents. You did not feel comfortable expressing yourself. Yeah, 4 of Diamonds. There's a lot buried within you when it comes to your emotions and when it comes to your own like leadership qualities. I feel like a lot of you guys could have been emotionally stunted. I don't know, I'm just really getting like this very strict mother. Like she kind of like, if she could put you in chains, she would. If she, maybe you guys were the type of kid where like she kept you on a leash. I don't know, but there's this energy of like she did not and maybe not on purpose, maybe for some of you it was, but it's like by the way that she raised you, or lack thereof, you could not be your full self. Like, you did not know how to do things for yourself, or you did not know what made you happy. You were not able to express yourself to your mother. And there's something really here about just stepping into this authoritative quality that you have. So I'm getting a lot of fire sign energy for you guys. You could be fire signs, or you could have fire in your chart, or water. But there really is this energy of learning to live for yourself. Like, I don't know how many times I can say that. Let's get some advice. Pile 1, 5 of crystals. Okay. 4 of cups. I'm getting that there's still parts of you that maybe it's like maybe certain values, or just the way that you were raised, you still don't know how to make amends with certain things. We have the moon here. And the star. A lot of you guys feel guilty, or a lot of you guys have this, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, star, 4 of swords, 2 of wands. A lot of you guys still have this like fear of the world, or fear of what's out there. And I feel like it has a lot to do with the way you were raised. And I feel like how you can get past this, again, is just looking within, really getting to know yourself to the core, and asking yourself, is the way that I feel because of the way I was raised, or is this truly what I believe? I feel like that's a big one for you guys, because I feel like you could have really been held back in life. You could have been stunted in some way, where now it's like it's very scary for you to try something new, or it's very scary for you to just open yourself up. Any other messages on how pile 1 can heal their mother wound? Ace of Cups and the High Priestess. A lot of you guys, you were taught to not follow your intuition. The Ace of Cups, the High Priestess. It's almost like I'm getting your mother could have literally like beaten the creativity out of you, the childlike curiosity out of you, and that could be literally or figuratively. There's an aspect of yourself here, this very intuitive, very creative, very emotional part of yourself that really wants to come out and play. And I feel like that's really ultimately what you're being guided to do right now. Yeah, Knight of Swords. There's a lot within you that you want to express. There's a lot within you that you want to explore. And I feel like it starts with your own intuition and listening to what your intuitive guidance wants you to do moving forward. So start listening to yourself. Don't look to anyone else. Listen to yourself. Yeah, I'm definitely getting like you guys could have been the pile where like either your mom did everything for you. I'm getting that for most of you. Like, she was just very controlling. She did everything for you to the point that you didn't have any authority in your own life for your own decisions. She could have told you like, I know best. Or there's just this aspect of you that from what you went through, it's like you just learned to not follow your intuition. You learned to shut that part of you off through fear, or out of fear. Out of fear of what would happen, I'm getting, of if you did express yourself, or if you did follow your heart. So I'm gonna sit with this for a second. Let me see if I pick up anything else. You know, I'm just hearing now, looking at this vaginal canal card, that I'm hearing blood doesn't mean family. And I'm hearing that just because your mother gave birth to you doesn't mean that she needs to have control over your whole life. I'm also hearing, again, that you just need to wipe the slate clean. Like, just totally forget. I mean, not forget, that's kind of hard to do. But work through what happened to you. And then eventually when you get comfortable accepting what truly happened as a child, then learn to move on from it. Learn to embrace a new way of being. Because I really feel like whoever your mother was, whoever your parents were, you could not really be yourself. So now has come the time in your life to really learn how to live and learn how to be your own caretaker and learn how to be a caretaker to others. And then eventually maybe you want to start your own family. But again, I really feel like there's this element of really needing to just reconnect to yourself and learning to forget everything that ever happened to you, in the sense of the way that you were raised. You were not meant to be raised that way, and you can find a different way moving forward. It doesn't have to be the same way that you grew up. You can always change it, and you have the power to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for you. I really hope I was able to connect you in this reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings for you. Bye. Hey Pile 2, if you guys have chosen the Obsession card, this is going to be your reading on how to heal your mother wound, how to heal your inner divine feminine energy. Okay, so For some of you guys, there was a little bit of a chaotic energy with this pile. I think this is the pile where like the cards kept turning sideways and they wouldn't sit still when I was picking them out in the pre-shuffle. And since we have obsession here, some of you guys could have definitely had a mother who was like very invasive. I'm hearing corrosive. Maybe this is the type of like mother where like you were hitched to her hip constantly, or she was always brooding in your energy. She was always wanting to be on top of you, like just in your business. Some of you guys could be Scorpio, or you could have a Scorpio moon. You could have a Taurus moon. You could have a moon conjunct Pluto. You could have a moon conjunct Chiron, since we're talking about the mother, which is our moon sign in astrology, and how we associate our relationship to our mother. So I'm going to read this card, see what this has to say, and then we'll get into the rest of your cards. Obsession. I'm getting that for some of you guys, like if your mother raised you where like she was always up in your business, you were very, very close to her. Maybe she was a single mom, I'm getting for some of you guys. I'm getting that she kind of instilled this energy within you to also be very possessive and controlling of other people in your life. So let's go ahead and read this. This card invites you to examine your compulsions, phobias, and passions. Are these obsessions driving you closer to your truest self or getting in the way? Does your body feel clenching or release when reflecting on these infatuations? Obsession has the power to yield a rewarding bounty through being creative, but do not ignore its innate power rooted in distraction. I'm getting that for some of you guys, like your mom could have shamed you for your appearance or your sexuality. And I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say on here, but for some of you guys, there could have been like a too close of a relationship with your mom, or maybe like, I don't know, I'm definitely getting like this weird energy where maybe boundaries could have been crossed, or she could have crossed your boundaries, regardless of whether you're a girl or a guy. But there's definitely some sort of boundaries being crossed here where maybe it affected your sexuality in some way, or she could have, I don't know, maybe I don't know what I can say on here, but it's like maybe she would always make comments on your body, like your naked body or something, or like she would want to be around you, and I don't know, I'm not gonna say what I'm getting, but I'm definitely getting a mom maybe who did not know boundaries and was too close to their child, that kind of caused you to sort of repress some sort of compulsion, some sort of passions, especially your sexual nature, or maybe now there's like this internal turmoil when it comes to these things. Maybe you have a lot of trauma and fear when it comes to what makes you feel good, like physically, what you really enjoy doing creatively as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of like, you guys, maybe you, not so much your mother, but maybe the way that she raised you, you could have struggled with some sort of like sexual addiction. You could have struggled with some sort of just sexuality issues in some way, where maybe you didn't know what you liked. For others of you, you could have struggled with some sort of substance abuse in some way because of the way that she raised you. It's almost like she made you believe that the sexual creative part of you was like, she demonized it. For a lot of you, your mom could have been very religious, I'm getting too. So she demonized certain parts of you that she did not deem to be fitting or acceptable. So we have here goals as your next card. Set a goal, write it down, and release the outcome. Small steps make a big difference. Yeah, I really am getting that your mom could have been very controlling, or just always in your business. Like you always would have to consult her first. Even now, if you're an adult, maybe you still feel that way. There's something about like you feeling guilty for doing things without your mother, or feeling guilty for doing things that make you happy, because it's almost like maybe you had to dumb yourself down or water yourself down around your mom for her to accept you. It's like you had to learn to be a less version of yourself in order to be accepted by her. So we have lack here. Leading a spiritual life does not mean living in lack. This card asks you to release any underlying beliefs that you may hold regarding entitlement and worthiness that may be blocking your ability to receive. When you have an abundance of wealth, both inner and outer, you will have an abundance to give and to share with others. Yeah, I really do feel like this could be like that religious pile. Your mom could have been very, very religious, very stuck in her belief system, especially if she's like Christian, Catholic, something like this. For some of you, I'm getting that your mother could have been in a cult of some sort. I'm just going to leave it at that. But there's definitely some form of very strong belief system that she had, where she instilled in you that maybe it's wrong to be wealthy, it's wrong to have good things, it's wrong to live in surplus. Maybe your mother was a minimalist and she didn't let you have certain things, or she didn't let you experience certain things because she thought it was wrong. It's almost like she made herself, it's really giving me like that victimization when it comes with faith and religion. It's like she made herself a victim, she made herself a martyr. She did not want to become a full version of herself. So in turn, she prevented you from growing into the full version of yourself, at least when you were around her. So we have Sub Rosa, hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning, and teaching. I really feel like you guys could also be like my spiritual pile. So like maybe your mother was very religious and you guys expressed like a different desire or different interest or different belief system when it came to spirituality or religion. There's something about you guys really feeling like you had to hide the spiritual side of yourself. I really do feel like a lot of you have either an alternative belief system, or that doesn't really like fit in. I'm getting like an Eastern philosophy as well. Like maybe you're into Buddhism, maybe you're into Hinduism. I'm also getting that for some of you guys, it could be the opposite. So maybe you were raised like in I'm getting like Islamic, Hindu, just Catholic, very religious type of household, and you had alternative beliefs. And I'm getting that some of you guys could be very much into the occult. You could be into magic. You could be into learning about esoteric information, and maybe you had to hide this from your mother. There's something about her just not accepting what you wanted to believe in or the direction that you wanted to go in life. Yeah, and I really feel like you guys were like minimalists, or your mom wanted you to like suffer in the sense of she wanted you to learn what it's like to not have much, because maybe she believes that that's what you need to have a good relationship with God or universe, whatever she believes in. Sacred workspace. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of you guys like hiding something from your mother. Like you had to hide your practice. Maybe you guys are like the closet witches or the closet practitioners. You had to hide an aspect of who you were from your mom because she was not accepting of it. She was very critical of it. I'm getting this energy of like anytime you were to speak up or try to share your opinion, she would shut it down right away, and she would demonize it, and she would say it was like unholy or something like this. And then we also have clitoris. I don't know if I can say this on here, but whatever. I'm gonna read what this card has to say because I honestly forgot what that one means. So let's see, because I feel like that's gonna help me just get a better image of what's going on here. So we have here, pleasure is my birthright. Yeah, exactly. Your mother could have demonized sexuality. You guys, maybe your mom was a nun, or she was in some sort of cult, like religious cult or something like this, or she was just very, very religious and she could not deviate from that. And it's almost like it's like I'm hearing just anything that you tried to do that was against her beliefs, she would just demonize it. She wouldn't let you, including like pleasuring yourself. Maybe I don't know. I'm getting like this weird sexual energy around your mother. And a lot of the time when we repress our own sexual needs, when we repress our sexual desires, our sexual nature, it will come out in covert ways. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, when it comes to religious families, there tends to be some sort of like incestual type of experience for a lot of people. I'm not saying that you guys had that, maybe you did. But there's definitely this weird like sexual energy with your mother. So pleasure is my birthright, an intricate web of nerves. Oh, I don't know if I can read this on here. I can't read this on here. It's too explicit, but let me see what I can read. Okay, so it's time to claim pleasure fully. You can start by looking for simple ways to cultivate more joy each day. As you seek out what fills your mind, body, and soul with sensations of delight, witness the signs and synchronicities that show up to support you along this path. The magnetic energy of joy is undeniable, which is what might make it so scary to those who would perpetuate shame around pleasure. Life can and should be a pleasurable experience. You are capable of experiencing infinite depths of bliss. It's time to give yourself permission to do so and be willing to take the steps needed to release anything standing in the way of your pleasure. Is there something inhibiting me from experiencing deeper pleasure? Excuse me. Yeah, and I really do feel like it's the relationship that you had with your mom or what she instilled in you to believe. I really do feel like your mom could have believed that sex before marriage is a no-no. Just pleasuring yourself is a no-no. Like, she definitely wiped a lot of things off the table for you. I feel like you guys, going back to this picture, notice how, like, she's indoors and there seems to be, like, this sort of longing that she has to be outside. Maybe some of you guys felt really chained to your family's belief systems or to the way that your mother raised you. It really does feel like you guys were definitely wishing for that time where you could escape. Maybe escape her grasp, I'm getting. Escape her obsession. For some of you guys, maybe your mom was obsessed with you. I'm getting, especially if you are, let me just leave it at that. Because I feel like this reading's going to be triggering enough already. Your mom could have been obsessed with you in some way, especially when it came to your sexual energy. In the sense of, like, she wanted to repress it or she wanted to claim it in some way. I'm getting that for some of you, she could have forced you to become, like, an initiate or part of her group or cult or religious society or something like this. For a lot of you, maybe you did do this. For others of you, I'm not seeing that. We have the 3 of Diamonds coming out for you. Okay, I heard that you don't trust people. I'm hearing that your mother could have had you around some questionable people. How can pile 2 heal their mother wound? 2 of Diamonds. And at the back, we have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, I'm getting for a lot of you guys, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but there's definitely something that happened to you regarding your sexuality. Definitely, Ace of Wands, that you either have wanted to forget or you haven't completely uncovered. And I feel like that's something that you're going to have to look at yourself. I don't want to look into too far into that. 8 of Wands, or 8 of Diamonds, excuse me. But there's definitely this element of, like, you guys feeling like your mother put you in questionable situations, or she let you be around questionable people with, like, weird motives. Maybe you guys have, like, a very foggy experience of your childhood, because the way I'm getting this energy, like, I don't see you as a child. I see you maybe, like, teenage on, like 13 and older. Like, that's when your memories start to come in. So maybe there's something that happened when you were very young that you need to take a look at here. Some of you guys could have definitely experienced King of Diamonds, Ace of Diamonds. Some of you guys could have experienced a power dynamic with, I'm hearing the church, with some sort of religious organization that you've walked away from, 8 of Cups. There was definitely a power dynamic here. I'm definitely getting that for a lot of you. There's something that happened to you when it comes to your sexual energy. Again, I feel like you guys know where I'm going with this. And I feel like it's been very hard to come to terms with this or to try to forget this. I really feel like, especially if something did happen to you, if you were taken advantage of in some way, or over-sexualized as a child, or just being around the wrong people, untrustworthy adults, I really feel like it made you believe, like, it kind of suppressed your sexual energy. Something, like, traumatized you to the point where it turned off your sexual energy, or maybe you felt unworthy to experience pleasure, or maybe you've experienced very difficult sexual connections in your adult life. How can pile 2 heal their mother wound? 8 of Diamonds. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely getting King of Wands. You got to go back and look at something. You got to work through something that happened to you. 4 of Wands. I really do feel like this happened in a institution, like a church, a synagogue, a mosque, some form of religious monument, or it happened in a home. I really do feel like, yeah, it's like what you thought was safe was not safe. 8 of Cups. I feel like for this pile, you have either emotionally disconnected from your mother or you have walked away from her. You are in no contact with her because of what happened here. She could have left you in the hands of some sort of adults who were they had questionable motives at times. Yeah, and this could have been, like, leaders, religious leaders. This could have been her friends. For some of you, it could have been another parent. I'm not seeing it that way, though. I'm kind of seeing, like, maybe you guys were the types of kids who had a lot of babysitters, or you were just around a lot of adults very young, that you really don't remember everything. 6 of Diamonds, 5 of Diamonds. Yeah, there's a lot of self-worth healing happening here. What was this card again? Oh yeah, leading a spiritual life does not mean living in lack. Exactly. Okay. So that's why I had to pull it out. There's this energy of like, you guys, the way that you grew up, you feel like you had to suffer. You feel like you had to be a martyr, a victim. Maybe you're, again, if your mother was very religious, most religious people feel that we're not allowed to have good things. We're not allowed to be wealthy. We're not allowed to live in excess or to have material comfort or pleasure. And this is something that you guys are learning to accept. You guys could be the type of people, I'm getting you could be Taurus too. I don't know which signs I said. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But it's like you guys are learning to be okay with accepting. You guys are learning to be okay with having good things, having quality things, and also just experiencing people just giving to you. You're definitely learning to be in this energy of receiving, which is that feminine energy. How can pile 2 heal their mother wound? The Fool. With this energy coming out, Fool, 4 of Swords, is very similar to pile 1 in the sense that you're being called to disconnect from the way that you were raised, whether that means having to disconnect from your parents as a whole, having to start a new life elsewhere, then by all means, if that's what you need to do. But there's this energy of really needing to just start over, disconnect from the way that you were raised. 7 of Swords. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's some questionable things that happened in your family dynamic, or maybe if it didn't happen to you, there's something here that your mother was involved in that was very questionable. It's almost like she made you to believe that she was a certain type of person, but she was totally different. Clarify the 7 of Swords. 10 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. Yeah. I'm really getting that, like, maybe image was very important to her. 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands. You could have had the type of mother where image was very important to her, so she would chariot, she would sweep certain things under the rug that would happen in your family unit, especially if there was abuse of any kind. She did not want that to be known or to be revealed to anyone. Yeah, I'm really seeing like someone sweep everything under the rug and then kind of put on this facade of like, yeah, like we're a great family, we're very supportive of our children, but like meanwhile there's so many questionable things going on behind the scenes, very weird things. And this could simply just be dysfunction. This could just be a dysfunctional family unit. I really do feel like you guys are just being guided to move away from this and learn that it's okay to experience good things in life. I feel like that's very hard for you to accept. Death. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. Death and the Moon. For some of you, I'm hearing like there's things that you might never know, or there's things that you might want to take to your grave, like things you don't really want to talk about, and that's okay as long as you work on it for yourself, as long as you recognize it for yourself. Because I really do feel like it's very harmful to us when, personally, this is just my belief system, that when we don't face the things that happen to us, they live in our subconscious rent-free and they start to affect our external life. Tower. So I really do feel like you might need to do some sort of healing work to just work through something on your own. This doesn't mean that you have to publicize anything, but there's this strong energy of like, I just want to forget what happened to me. I just want to leave the past in the past and I want to move forward. Yeah, Tower, Hermit. A lot of you guys really don't like to talk about what happened to you. For a lot of you, you guys are definitely loners. There's a lot of insecurities that you have. And I feel like with this Lovers, 10 of Cups, for some of you guys, you could have one very special person in your life that you do trust. And I feel like this is like the person that you confide in. This could be someone that you're married to. I really do feel like regardless of what happened to you, you guys definitely seem to have the ability to form healthy emotional connections with people. Healthy friendships. So I'm not really worried about that part for you guys. I feel like you've either internalized this or you've either done the work on your own to be able to have a healthy connection moving forward, because it really doesn't feel like it's going to affect you moving forward. Any advice for pile 2 on how to heal their mother wound? 7 of Diamonds. Keep doing what you're doing. I really do feel 7 of Diamonds. A lot of you guys are already underway with this process. You guys are already in this process of healing and learning to notice how there's flowers blooming out of her body. It's like you're really learning how to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, invest in yourself. I feel like you guys are very peaceful. You don't like conflict around you. Wheel of Fortune. You guys are already doing the work. You guys are already moving forward from what happened to you. It's almost like it's just a blip in time, and you're really looking forward to you being this very strong version of yourself where you can have healthy connections and be able to take care of yourself. And I really feel like your self-worth has taken a hit in the past. growing up, but now like you're really learning how to love yourself. You're really learning how to value yourself as a person away from anything that you were involved in growing up. Let's see, Wheel of Fortune again. Yeah, moving forward. I feel like, again, this is just a chapter of your life and it's over. You never have to look back at this again. Of course, only to heal certain things, but you don't ever have to live this way again. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. I hope I was able to connect to you in this reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings for you. Bye. Hey Pile 3, if you guys have chosen Calcination, this is going to be your reading on how to heal your mother wound and your inner divine feminine energy. So this is one of the steps of alchemy. I'm going to go ahead and read this card before I get into the rest of your energy so we can see what we're working with. Okay, so Calcination. Okay, so we have here eject, purge, remove mental and physical clutter. Very, very broad statement here. So let me sit with this. Remove clutter. I'm getting that the way that your mother raised you was either overwhelming, unstable, or like there's something about your mother that triggered you, like the way that she lived or the way that she kind of does things was very triggering for you. I'm getting that you guys could be like my neurodivergent pile or like ADHD, autistic, something like this. There's something about your mother that really drove you crazy. I'm seeing like nails or chalk like scratching, or the nails scratching on the chalkboard. I'm just getting a lot of like noise stimulation, like you just wanted to be left alone, and there's something about like maybe I don't know, maybe your mother was very loud, obnoxious. There's something about her that very much irked you, like you were just very bothered, very triggered by her energy. And I feel like you guys to this day, it's like, I don't know why I'm getting like if you hear her name or if you see her, like you kind of get like you get like ugh, like one of those like shivers that runs down your spine. Yeah, there's something about your mom that either like disgusts you, puts you off, overwhelms you, or like maybe she herself is also neurodivergent. Maybe she was very scattered as a person, and there's something about like I'm hearing like get it together already. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting that you guys are very like triggered by something that she did growing up, and you have to like learn to like just totally let go of this. You have to let go of her energy. Maybe you need like to cut a cord from her energy for some of you. I'm just seeing messiness, like messiness, hoarding, scatterbrained, just not like unstable. Like maybe you were the type of kid where you guys were always late to school because your mom couldn't get out the door quick enough. Or you guys were the types of kids where like you could have been embarrassed by your mom sometimes. Because you guys are giving me this energy where like you are a very stable, clear-headed, logical person, and maybe your mother was not, or it's like vice versa. There's some sort of disconnect or total opposition in characteristic and personality when it comes to you and your mom that very much triggered you. Like it was very triggering for you to be around her. I'm seeing now like maybe she was the type of person to host a lot of get-togethers, a lot of parties, be up late, have friends over, like there was no boundaries, and maybe you felt like the adult. I'm hearing like you never knew what to expect from her, but I'm not getting it in a toxic way, like piles 1 and 2. I'm getting it more so in the sense of like this is just who she was, very scattered. So again, I really feel like she could have had ADHD, or she could have had this like puer aeternus syndrome where she did not want to grow up into her adulthood, and she still felt like she had to live vicariously through her younger years, or continuing to experience things that she experienced when she was younger. It's almost like she didn't let being a parent get in the way of her lifestyle. So I really do feel like your mom could have been like a partier, I don't know, very outgoing, obnoxious in some way. I really do, because I'm getting like someone like putting their hand to their face in like shame. I don't know what the hell this pile is, but we'll see. Yeah, release your ties to the past. When you let go of the old, you make room for the new opportunity. Yeah, there's something about you guys feeling very free to disconnect from your mother. There's this very like open energy when it comes to I don't want to be around her anymore. I'm so glad that I don't live under her roof anymore. I'm so glad that I'm not like having to deal with her. I'm hearing nuisance, to deal with her obnoxious ways. I definitely see a cord cutting here, whether it's energetic or whether it's just you removing yourself from her vicinity. It really does feel like you guys are just trying to totally let go and live a different lifestyle. It feels like you guys were very overwhelmed, very overstimulated by your mom. We have allow yourself to receive. One of the greatest blocks in our ability to manifest our greatest desires is an ability to allow ourselves to receive. This card asks that you take some time to identify any inner beliefs, perceptions, and attitudes that stop you from receiving, and one by one remove these resistances. This is a different energy. I'm getting this energy as, so when we talk about the energy of receiving and manifesting, a lot of the times we need to let go of certain things like belief systems, or we need to change the way that we think, or we need to change something in our environment, like get rid of certain things. And I'm almost getting this, like maybe when you lived with your mother or when you were growing up, you did not really experience the energy of abundance, or you were not able to receive certain things into your life because it's almost like her energy in some ways overshadowed you. Like her energy was so strong or so invasive or so obnoxious that her energy in itself was a blockage for you to believe that you deserve certain things in your life, or like to even accept, to bring in this frequency, this currency of receiving. I really do feel like this is a very karmic connection that you had to your mother. All connections to our parents are karmic, but this one definitely feels like you had to learn some sort of lesson in the sense of, I can't put my words on it because this is a very deep one. Maybe it'll come to me, but let me see. I don't know, I keep getting like your mom could have been the type of person that she just overshadowed you. Like maybe anytime you try to like talk or like express yourself to someone, like she would speak for you, or she would jump in front of you and take the center of attention. And again, it's weird because I'm not really getting it in like a toxic, narcissistic way. I'm just getting it in the sense that your own mother was like an overgrown child, and maybe you felt like you had to parent her, or you had to take care of her. You had to walk her home. I'm seeing like someone pick up their drunk mom, having to drive her home. Yeah, it's almost like the burden that you had attached to you was your own mother, and maybe you constantly going to her rescue, or you constantly being there for her removed you from manifesting in your own life because you were so preoccupied with her life and her energy and her own energy. And again, it doesn't feel bad, but her energy was blocking your own manifestations. So maybe for some of you guys, if you still have a connection to your mother, maybe you need to put some boundaries in there, put some separation in there and see what happens. Don't be around her as much and see what starts to come into your life, because it really does feel like as soon as you start to bring something good into your life, she needs your help, or she needs you to come to her rescue, or she needs help with something, I don't know. Or like I'm seeing now, like if you bought your first house or something, like she invites all her friends to your house or something like this. I don't know. It's a weird energy where it's like she wants to have everything that you've manifested for yourself, but in reality, her energy is a blockage for you. And I really want to reiterate the fact that she does not seem like a bad person. It's just her energy. It's like you guys were just meant to learn from each other in some way here. Okay, so we have the sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. Exactly. It's like you were so worried and preoccupied with your mom that you did not take care of yourself properly. Maybe you had to, like I said, parent your own mother. You guys never had peace of mind. You did not have, maybe you did have good health, but there's like this struggle of having to have like peace of mind and taking care of yourself completely because you're so focused on her. I don't know why I'm getting it this way. For some of you, your mom could have been very young, or she could have been a single mom. I'm hearing like, I'm the cool mom. I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. So like that type of energy. And I feel like because I'm seeing like someone roll their eyes and again, like putting their hand to their face. It's like, I feel like because of this, you had to sacrifice a lot of your own peace of mind and a lot of your own accomplishments or your own moments of joy. Yeah, it's almost like anytime you tried to rest, anytime you tried to even take a vacation or do something nice for yourself, it's like she called you. She was always blowing up your line. She was always needing something from you, where like you could not rest. You could not just take some time out for yourself. I feel like a lot of you guys are very glad, like if you are disconnected from your mom, if you don't live with her, if you don't talk to her, or even if you just have boundaries in place, like you guys are so happy now. You guys finally feel like you have peace of mind, like you can be in silence, you can rest, you can take care of your body, your mind, and now you're able to receive manifestations. There's no energy, there's no dense energy that's blocking it now. We have the masked one. Interesting. So we have a fox here, and usually the fox is associated with tricksters. Okay, maybe, okay, we have ovulation. Maybe for some of you, your mom did know what she was doing, but it doesn't feel like evil. I feel like your mom could have had like some sort of abandonment wound, especially if she was a single mom, where just she was very attached to you. It really does feel like there could have been, if you were, if you're a guy, she could have tried to make you like, I don't know, I don't even know what to call those terms. Like she could have wanted you to treat her like a boyfriend or a husband, or if you were her daughter, it's like she put all of her responsibilities onto you, especially if you're the daughter. The masked one. I'm trying to figure this one out. The masked one. Why is this here? I'm getting that for some of you guys, you had to actually mask certain aspects of your life to hide them from her, so that way she would not gain access to them. So that could be what this is. It's like you had to learn how to be secretive. You had to learn how to keep certain things to yourself, because if she were to find out, maybe she would tell everybody. Maybe she has like a very loud mouth, or she just the type of person like, oh, like look at what my son, look what my daughter did, or something like this. And it's almost like it could have been something that you just wanted to keep private. I really do feel like you guys are more private than your mother, more low-key, more grounded. Ovulation. Let's go ahead and read this one. So ovulation talks about when the egg is released from the ovary, but I want to see what the card meaning is here. The full card meaning. Okay, so let's see what I can read here. It is safe to be fully seen. Biologically speaking, ovulation occurs on a singular day during the hormonal cycle, yet the fluctuating hormones around this time impact the body for multiple days, making this a phase unto itself. Estrogen and progesterone are at a peak point here. This most often translates to a heightened experience of confidence with a desire to seek out social connections and be seen in the full expression of who you are. Yes, that's that overshadowing energy. It's safe to be fully seen. I'm hearing exploitation. Like, again, you could have felt like you needed to keep certain aspects of your life or your success private because you didn't want your mom to like tell the whole town or to exploit certain things about you. Like, you are the type of person who is definitely more private and feels not shame, but like, you know, it's like that feeling of I just don't want my business out there. And then maybe your mom is the type of person who would just freely talk about everything regardless of what it was, and like you would just look at her like, really? Like, that type of energy. This is your time to shine, to be witnessed in your wholeness. Allow your radiance to be your guiding embodiment now, knowing that you are safe to make this declaration. Lead with your desire to show up with everything that makes you the unique individual you are. Your expansiveness opens up portals and permission for others to do the same. What do I most desire to share about myself that I usually keep hidden from others? Yes, like you could not share anything good in your life because your mom would just either steal that spotlight from you, or she would just find something else to like fill its place, or maybe she would one-up you. I don't know. This is a weird energy because I'm not getting her energy as like completely toxic. I'm just getting her energy as like very scattered, maybe very lost, a very lost person where like she just did not know how to raise a child. She didn't know what the boundaries were of like being a parent versus being a friend, that type of thing. I'm getting with the masked one too that your mom could have even hid certain traumas and things that she went through from you. And maybe this was like, this way that she behaved was like a defense mechanism. Eight of Diamonds. Page of Crystals. Yeah, you guys have, I feel like for this pile, you guys are not, like, you don't live with your mom. You're not connected to her in any way. For others of you, you do have communication with your mother, but I feel like for others of you, it's like you have started a new life away from her, and you don't want her to find out certain things about what you're doing for work, what you've accomplished, what you're investing in, something like this. Like, you keep a lot of things private from her, especially if you still connect with her. You don't tell her your full business. Yeah, King of Diamonds, Ace of Diamonds. For a lot of you, I could be talking to a man. I don't have to be, though. Whoever you are, you're very accomplished. You are a very accomplished person, very stable. I was getting, again, like that double earth energy. You could have earth in your chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're very practical, very clear-minded. You could be an air sign as well, or a Sagittarius. But I feel like you've learned to make a name for yourself away from your mother, and you don't want her to know certain things because, I don't know, maybe she's the type of person who would flaunt it and you don't like that. Maybe you're very humble and she isn't. Knight of Cups, 10 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, some of you guys have started your own family. How can pile 3 heal their mother wound? I feel like for a lot of you guys are just happy to be away. Temperance. I'm getting that you've already healed whatever needed to be healed for a lot of you, and you're just happy to be away. The Chariot. You're happy that you've cut ties. You're happy that you've moved out. You're happy that you have your own life. It doesn't really feel like, in this pile at least, that you suffered too much like trauma to the sense of like you were overcome by certain things that kept you from moving forward. I feel like it was the opposite for you guys. It's like you guys could not wait to bolt the hell out of there. Like, you guys could have been the type of person, like, as soon as you turned 18, you're like, I'm out. Or like even younger, like 16, like, I'm out of here. Like, you're very independent and you've already started to make a life for yourself. You're very happy now, very much at peace. A lot of you guys could have really like moved to another state, moved across the country. We have the Moon and the 4 of Swords. This is coming out for every pile. So this signifies to me that there's definitely still something that you might need to look at, still something you need to heal. You might contemplate from time to time about what happened in your childhood. And there definitely could still be something you need to take a look at. But I feel like for you guys, like, you guys are the pile that you might have done the most healing, or you're just the most unaffected. Clarify 4 of Swords, Moon. Hangman. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Wands. I feel like you guys are very... 9 of Diamonds. Beautiful energy. You guys are very proactive about your healing journey. 8 of Swords. And I feel like you guys are the types of people, like, even if you feel that you've done a lot of healing work, you'll sit back and ask yourself, like, okay, like, is there something I can fix better about myself? Is there something that I can do better? Is there something that I did not take a look at? Is there something that the situation taught me that I haven't really processed? So I feel like you guys are very self-aware. And I feel like because of the way that you grew up, right, you had to be the parent to your own parent. I feel like this made you very mature. You naturally have a very adult mindset. I don't know how else to say it, but like, you definitely take your time to look back at certain things and wonder like if you could have done something different, or if you need to heal more. How can pile 3 heal their mother wound? Page of Swords. Okay. 10 of Swords. And the Hermit. Yeah. Let me sit with this for a second. The Hermit, the King of Diamonds. I feel like for a lot of you, you guys just want to move past it. For others of you, if you have your own family, I feel like you're healing it through having a partner, through having a child. Some of you have a child. Clarify 10 of Swords. And I feel like if you have a child, there's a lot of pain that resurfaces for you, or there's a lot of memories that resurface. Yeah, Strength. 2 of Wands, exactly. There's a lot of memories that could resurface for you. I'm seeing like Mufasa, because I'm seeing a lion here, like Mufasa when he took Simba out and he was talking to him about the Pride Lands and all that jazz. We have Justice. Yeah, I feel like you guys are really trying to be a good parent figure. Like, maybe if you have a kid already, it's like, I want to make sure that my child knows that I'm here for them, but it's like you make sure that you keep boundaries when it comes to being there for your child and being friendly and being open to them, but also being that voice of reason for them, being that authority figure for them, knowing that they can't get away with everything, but they also know that you will be there for them. I feel like you guys really like pride yourselves in trying to be a very balanced parent. So I'm very proud of you guys. I feel like you guys have learned a lot from this experience, and I feel like you guys I really do feel like if you have a child already, like your child really looks up to you. Your child really loves you. Your child feels like you are very wise. Some of you guys could be Leos, or I was getting a lot of air too. But I just feel this overwhelming, like deep breath energy. It's like you guys are just so happy to be away from this experience. You're very happy to have your own chance to become a parent. You're just proud. You're proud of how far you've come. You're excited for the future. The only thing that I'm seeing is, like, again, maybe if you have a child, certain things will resurface, of course, certain triggers, certain wounds, and I feel like you guys are choosing to do something different. It's like instead of doing what your parents did or your mom did, you're doing it different. I really do feel like you guys are very balanced. Again, like, you're not too strict, but you're not too lenient. You're very friendly with your child, but you know when to kind of zip that up and be their parent. It feels really nice. Like, it feels like you're a very good guide to your child. You have the Knight of Swords. I feel like what you do also, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, you very much instill intelligence in your children. Like, you could teach them a lot. You could be very verbal with them, very vocal. You with this Queen of Cups also, it's like you nurture what they like to do. Two of Cups. I feel like you have a very good connection to your partner, to your kids. It really feels like you want to teach everything that you know to them. So I feel like you guys already know what you're doing. You guys are very self-aware. And even if you don't have kids yet, this is something that you're going to do moving forward. You know how to, you're going to know how to parent and how to be a balanced parent because of what you did not experience, of what you didn't have. I really do feel like for you guys, like, you've been a parent your whole life. Maybe you had siblings. Maybe you, again, you just had to parent your own mother. So it's like you know how to be there for people. Anything else on how pile 3 can heal their mother wound? 6 of Swords. 9 of Diamonds. Yeah, you're doing everything. I honestly don't know what to say. Knight of Wands. You're doing everything right. I feel like you guys are the types of people that take your kids on trips too. Like, you want them to see the world. You want them to explore other cultures. You want them to see what's out there. You want them to get very much acquainted with their outside reality. Maybe you didn't experience much of that. Maybe you did. I don't know, but there's this very much like guidance energy coming through for you. You're a very good guide to people, to yourself. And I feel like this is also an energy of like, you have done the healing work, you have done the exploration already within yourself and what's out there, and it's almost like this energy of like you just want to give that to others. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you've done the work. King of Cups. You've done the work. You're very balanced emotionally. I feel like for you guys, like, you're very clear-headed. You don't really seem to me like this trauma is still affecting you. The only thing that I was seeing is like, if you do have kids, certain things that they do will trigger you, which of course that happens, but it's like instead of maybe blowing up in rage or being the same way that your mother was, it's like you intentionally parent them in a better way. Like, you use all of the strength that you have, all of the experience that you have to become the best person that you can be. And I really feel like you guys have a lot of humility. You guys are definitely the types of people that if there's something that you need to work on, you'll work on it. You're never too good for constructive criticism. You're never too good for hearing someone else's point of view. I really do feel like you guys know what you're doing. I honestly feel like I don't know what else to say. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you guys know what you're doing. And I feel like for a lot of you, you have very strong boundaries up with your mother. If, like, some of you guys are no contact. For those of you who still are in contact, very strong boundaries. Very strong boundaries. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here for you. I hope I was able to connect to you in this reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings for you. Bye.